Welcome to Art Life Live. My name is David Garibaldi. Not only do I have a new image to create for you today, that theme, No, This is America, we also released a limited edition print. 100% of the proceeds going to charity. We'll talk about that, but let's get this started. Let's paint. Let's go. My name is David Garibaldi and I paint live. As I paint, let's talk about Art Life Live starts now. All right, so welcome everybody. Welcome back to Art Life Live. Let me take this off the screen. We'll get to that in just a minute. Thank you so much for always joining us here. We go live 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, unless, there's a major world event or something crazy's happening, or I just have, crazy kid schedule. Either way, we try our best to go live 3 days a week. We got a few things happening in today's show. First off, today I've got a theme, a new painting, a new image called No, This is America, and you have to say it like that. This is a series. The last painting I did called Are We Next? We just came out with that as a print today. So it's only available until midnight tonight, and then that's it. It's not available anymore. You can find that link in my bio or on my website, garibaldiarts.com/shop. We're going to show a quick video in just a second, but we've got 2 minutes before we get started. For now, I want to know where you're tuning in from. So let me know in the comments below, where in the world are you? Yes, so we can go ahead and start over there. And by the way, I want to personally thank everyone who has collected all the prints today. We're probably getting close to 200 sold. I got to check the numbers again, but they're all $20 each, 11 by 14 inch in size, and they're all printed on a heavy matte paper. And this is a timed limited edition, which means it's only available until midnight tonight, and then that's it. So there's no limit on the amount, just a limit on time. So shout out to, I think it's Fimblatt, Munich, Germany on YouTube, welcome. Kate in Central Minnesota, welcome to you as well. Shannon, West Kelowna, Canada. I've actually been to West Kelowna, Canada. Rosalie, yeah, so Central Minnesota as well. Let's see, I see Wales, UK, who's joining us? India's with us. Australia, USA, China, Canada, welcome. Mexico, Bolivia, Colombia. I know TikTok, you guys are like all over the world, so welcome as always to you guys. We've got Canada, I don't know if I saw, but Amherst, Ohio, Jimbo, welcome, you're on Facebook. We are live right now on Periscope, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and TikTok all at once right now. And I appreciate all of you for joining us. Welcome Teresa from Philadelphia. Steph Ray on Periscope, welcome. So we're gonna get into today's painting. Before we get into it, we released a print this morning. It's gonna be available, actually I technically put it up last night at midnight, and it'll be available until midnight tonight. So before we get into this new painting, the theme, Know This America, take a look at this quick video that showcases the last painting we did and how we turned it into this print. Check it out. All right, let's paint. Thank you all so much for everyone that showed love on that last painting I posted. A very, very powerful image, story. It's also a very powerful image that is up for interpretation as well. So however you want to define that. Same thing as this. This will be up for your interpretation. You know, I'm just gonna let the art speak for itself. I can share my meaning behind it, but you know, it's how you see things sometimes is how you feel, and technically that's what art should be about, is what it makes you feel in the moment. By the way, if you have any questions, I will do my best to answer those, so leave a comment below. I'll share as much as I can. Let me ask you this. I like to ask this every live stream, but if you've never seen a live stream before, if this is your first time, leave a comment below that says new. That way we can shout you out and welcome you to the Art Life family. So someone said, how long will it take to learn to paint like me? To give you some context, I've been painting and creating my whole life. Maybe not like this particular style, but just creating. So when I started painting when I was 20 years old, that was 17 years ago, I had a 20-year head start at this. So I would say, you know, it's a lifetime. This is something that I absolutely love. This isn't for, you know, just show. I love that I can share it with you, but that is really not why I do this. Some of you may be new to joining me, but I've been blessed to have this career for 17 years. So I would say, you know, if it's something that you love, I think you'll find a way to make it work. You'll find a way to practice. You'll find a way to share it with people as well. So I encourage all of you, if there's something you want to pursue as crazy as this, as crazy as throwing around paint and sweating on stage like I do, I say go for it, but also, put the best quality you can into it as well. And actually, I always say this, I hope you're better than me. Someone says when I get comments I hope one day I can be as good as you, I hope you can be better than me. There's actually someone at the door we need to let in. Yeah. She's gonna set that camera down. We are doing multiple things right now at one time. But welcome again to this Art Life Live session. That's what's been more interesting about this whole process is just, really during this time, I've had my hands on just about every part of performing, creating this art, taking care of the sales. I mean, you name it. It's been a pretty crazy time, but it's all a blessing. Yeah, it is in my trunk. Just trying to help out with some other things going on behind the scenes. But you'll watch this come to life. Oh, in the dressing room. So, I don't know if she'll make her way over here, but we had a buyer for a painting that just stopped by the studio right now to pick it up. So we're getting it to her. But I'm also live with you right now. So we're literally doing everything at once. Did you find the keys? Did you find the keys? Okay, awesome. And some more advice for artists, get your hands on things. Don't be afraid to, don't be afraid to just learn new things that whether it's filling orders or whether it's, doing photography, to share your work. Also, if you could let me know in the comments below, I just released that print today. It's available. If you were able to get one, leave a comment below. Let me know if you got one of the prints. Only available for a very limited time. So this image also, I've never painted this before, so I'm sort of still figuring out in the moment, but as always, it'll come to life. You guys are literally seeing it happen as quick as I'm realizing it. Yep, that small one. Yep, there you go. And by the way, I'm gonna say hello to someone. Hello, Nancy, how are you? So she just picked up a painting. She just came by the studio, and thank you again for your support. I really appreciate it. You can hang out as long as you want. If you want to sit and watch, Nancy's just gonna hang out right now. Yeah, you can go live as well if you want. All right. All right, thank you. I was telling them while you were gone, artists out there, yes, you need a supportive partner or whatever that is, but also just don't be afraid to get your hands on stuff if you need to. Don't think that you need this huge team to make things happen. I've learned that firsthand during this quarantine we're just kind of all hands on deck right now. It is a team effort. So you guys can see this image coming to life. I feel like I'm just sketching it in front of you guys. So someone asked, how long did it take for me to learn how to use both my hands? It took a little bit of time to perfect it, but I would say, it's because I had a background in dance, because I'm used to moving my body. The best way that I learned how to use both hands was actually using my body rather than just using my wrist or hands in that way. So there's more techniques to this, I'm sure.
I just want to let you know, Instagram is giving you so much love with the hearts
Oh,
I've ever seen.
yeah, whatever you're watching, just hit the hearts, hit the share button if you enjoy what you're seeing. Thank you guys. All right, so I'm gonna mix some of these colors on the wall. This image, again, I hope it's as powerful as I thought it would be when I first started developing it earlier today. I hope that it resonates with you. And also, as powerful as that last image was that I created, I hope this is a step forward as well. All right. All right, we're gonna leave that right there. We're gonna start working on another important figure, another important part of this. There's a lot of parts to this, actually. By the way, even though I use both my hands sometimes, or most of the time, I still sort of revert to my right hand because it's the dominant one. It's what I grew up using. But when I paint faster, that's actually when I start using both hands, because in my process, it does help me get more done. So it's like having backup ammo, that's what it feels like.
Do you watch Bob Ross? Instantly, would it be a painter?
Yeah, so someone asked, did I watch Bob Ross growing up? Of course, I love Bob Ross. Who doesn't like Bob Ross? I just took it very personal, and I got really, really into painting when I saw it. I'm curious, what artists do you guys watch, or are you into? I would love to know that, as I kind of learn about you guys. You're asking, I'm gonna ask some questions too. But what artists do you follow? What artists inspire you? I'm sorry, what was that again? Yeah, someone asked what's my opinion going on. I think my art will speak for itself about how I feel about this or what questions I have. I don't really have any answers. I just feel like, for the most part, we need to listen more than ever. So let's go back over here. Boris Galejo and Julie Bell, okay. Frank Frazetta, okay.
Someone said, I grew up watching you. Someone said you and Kickto.
Me and Kickto, awesome, okay. That's awesome. I love hearing about new artists, by the way. If there's anyone that I should be checking out, please let me know. Have I ever met a superstar and done a painting? You mean just like a celebrity or? Yes, yeah, for sure. I've been blessed to meet a lot of really interesting characters, celebrities, athletes, politicians, you name it. Yeah, I would say the most interesting thing is all the different places that this art form has taken me. So think about this. Most people that are, you tell people when you're younger, you want to get into art, and their first response is usually, you're going to be a starving artist or just don't, because for some reason they feel like they're protecting you. And I think about all the people that told me that same exact thing. And then I reference all the places that this really unique form of art has taken me all around the world, the people, and even right now, the fact that it's opened up this platform to share with you and talk to you. God, I'm so glad I didn't listen to those people. So I can only imagine what you're gonna do next. And that's why I say, some people say, you wanna be like me. I want you to be better. I want you to be greater. So someone asked, what is my dance background? I grew up doing like hip hop choreography. In Sacramento, there is a dance group called Boogie Monstars. It was founded by the members of Jabberwockies. And so Kevin, Joe, Phil started that group. So my style of dance is very much, came from them. Very much in that style of just, musicality. That's also why I move the way that I move when I'm painting. I'm very light on my feet. That's why I do move around, just period. So you can blame it on the Jabberwockies for that. Sure, all of you can see what this is coming to life. Again, I'm gonna let this art speak for itself about how I feel about everything, but there's a third part to this. So you see, 1, 2, there's a third part that's gonna come to life later on. Thank you for asking the questions, by the way. If you have more questions, ask below in the comments. So someone asked, who am I doing? You just have to wait and see. It's a story. I'll say that. Yes, so if you're on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch right now, you can hear the music right now. You can hear how I'm moving to it. Maybe you can pick up on that. But even though I'm talking to you, I'm subconsciously letting the music move me in the moment. Someone asked, did I always want to paint? I actually did not always want to paint. I remember when I was in high school, I remember there was this girl who was an actual painter, and I remember seeing her paintings, and I just thought, those are cool, but I would never do that. I would never want to be a painter. Like painting on canvas like this, whether anyone saw it or not. What's so crazy is I'm literally doing that as I'm telling you this story. But I really didn't fall into it or really believe that I could do it until I was about 20. And again, it was a lot of other life experiences that were a part of that decision. I shared that in the past. When I was 20 years old, I was a phone banker at this bank. I won't name the bank, but they ended up firing me. And I remember the manager called me in the office and she said, David, you know those doodles that you've been doing at the desk when I've been coming over to check on your work? You should go do that. So I did. The next day I started doing that. I started painting live at these local jazz clubs and nightclubs, and it was very specific at the timing. The fact that I started at this specific time, it completely changed my life as I started pursuing that. So it was never part of the grand plan early on, but I think it was just God's plan. It was a bigger plan, and here we are today, talking, sharing, creating. All right, let's get some bigger brushes. So so someone asked, does art relax me when I paint? Yes and no. I mean, I know on these lives I paint a lot slower than I normally do. So, but even when I paint fast, you have to understand too that it's therapy for me. It's like going to the gym, very much like that. And when you go to the gym, you are sweating, you're out of breath, but what are you doing? You're like increasing, is that the right word? You're increasing the endorphins or you're creating endorphins? Which one is it? Both. So you're either increasing or creating endorphins when you're working out, and that's what this feels like. This feels like, I'm doing that. So. This is very much a freestyle painting today. I'm sorry, what was the question? So how much time have I spent on one painting? These on the lives, I've been spending maybe 30 minutes and talking to you guys. On average, I take about 6 minutes to do a large canvas like this. But it's keep in mind, years and years of practice and experience to do something like that. But I encourage all of you to try it, please. Just splashing some paint around. All right, let's move on to the third part of this image. So someone said, what is the most impactful image I've ever painted? I don't know, I always believe in my next image, my next painting. Whether it's this particular one or whether it was just the last one, I'm always gonna be striving for that. I would say the last one definitely struck a nerve with a lot of people, good and bad. If you go look at my Facebook comments, it definitely got very personal there, but here's the amazing thing. If you look at the image that I just came out with, Are We Next? 2 young black kids holding a sign that just say, Are We Next? And there was this whole debate on Facebook, whether it's facts or I was reminding them, hey guys, it's art. And it really came down to this. It's a very simple answer. All you have to say and do is no. You're not next. You don't have to be next. And that's where the change starts one by one. When you hear, someone, tell a racist joke amongst your friends and you stop and you say, hey, no, that's not right. That's where the true change happens. And so that last painting was pretty powerful because it started that conversation, which is crazy that there was even a conversation about it, but I love that. And I let them know, sorry, I got paint on a part that I did not want paint on there. A lot of you guys asked when I messed up. Here you go. You remember this. And I'm gonna add some black on here just to accentuate some shadows. We'll come back and add the cut-ins later on. Yeah, so someone asked, will there be a Creator X this year? Yes, just in a different form. It'll be a virtual camp, and we'll be sharing about that very soon. We're in the midst of planning it. All right, this part is done. We're gonna move on to the next figure. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. Thank you, our guest Nancy, for hanging out over here, being very patient. All right. Let's start here. I'm gonna mix this dark gray. I've got about 16 to 20 colors down here. And with those colors, I'm able to mix anything from that. Again, leave some questions below if you have any questions. So when I first started painting, there was an artist, his name is Justin Bua. And at the time I was creating these urban jazz images inspired by my background in hip hop, in, playing jazz music growing up. And, there wasn't a lot of artists that really popularized this style. There were some, but one of them was Justin Bua, who, we got to talk recently when quarantine started. We got to catch up and also patch up our relationship per se, because, we did, it did kind of start out kind of rocky, but it's all love now. And I can honestly say he was a huge part and influence of my art early on. And then I would say, Denny Dent. Denny Dent was and still is a huge part of the style that I create in. Someone said, do I think Chatty can handle one more camera? She could probably handle a couple cameras on here. Yeah, those of you that don't know, we're live on 5 different streams, not all on phones, but there's enough gear that she's holding that is quite a bit to hold. What inspired me to paint? I think part of it was a mixture of destiny and then reality. So my destiny was having an experience of a lot of art growing up, literally being an advanced artist at a very young age, but then the reality, so you combine your past experiences with your skill sets. The reality was I had lost my job. I was evicted from my apartment, and I was, my car was repossessed. So I had no choice but to really start enacting my art at that time.
What's better to paint on a black or white canvas?
Well, these are great questions.
Have you ever painted on glass?
Yeah, so someone asked what's better to paint on, a black or white canvas. I don't think that there's any particular preference. For my style of painting though, a black canvas is preferred, but I love creating watercolors, which I use white paper for that. So it goes back to what is my goal? What do I want to create and why? And then that leads me to what tools do I want to use to do this?
Have you ever painted on glass?
Have I ever painted on glass?
You painted glass for the...
Oh yeah. Did I paint on glass? So I did paint on glass. I painted on plexiglass. When I was a finalist on America's Got Talent, the first show that we did on live TV was this reverse painting done in plexiglass. So if you guys go on YouTube, look up Dave Garibaldi, America's Got Talent, look up plexiglass or Mick Jagger, and it'll come up. So that painting was done in 90 seconds, live on TV.
Will this painting be for sale?
Yes, so all my paintings are for sale for the most part. You can always visit garibaldiarts.com/gallery and you'll see what's available. The painting I did yesterday, 2 days ago, the print that we just came out with, the original for that, we are selling, but we're donating 50% of the proceeds to Black Table Arts and 100% of the proceeds of the prints to Black Table Arts. But again, if you have questions, you can always hit us up on garibaldiarts.com/gallery. All right, I'm gonna start moving this thing along. So an important part of this I need to add in.
Whatever happened to the Art Life Tour?
Yeah, so someone asked, that's a great question. Whatever happened to the Art Life Tour? So beginning of 2019, I announced I was gonna be going on this tour across the country. And then also at the same time, right after we announced, I got the offer to go on tour and open for KISS on their world tour. So naturally we had to postpone my tour to take that amazing, huge opportunity, which we did, and it was pretty life-changing. So hopefully, I don't know, let me ask you this. Would you guys come to a live show in the future? If you see my videos, you know the shows are pretty entertaining. But I'm curious, would you guys come to a live show? You can see that some of the venues that we were going to were like, they were all music venues.
I would have.
What's that?
I would have.
Oh, you would have came. Yeah, so Nancy would have came, guys. Yes. Yeah. It's definitely something we want to come back with. I think I'm more concerned about just getting back to live shows, period. It looks like that my first live show back will be August 1st on the East Coast. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, let's add a little bit more to this. Actually, I'm gonna get another brush over here. So someone asked, where am I from? I'm from Sacramento, California. That's where we're at right now. Yeah, so if you check out, again, GaribaldiArts.com/gallery, you'll see, I think I put it up. It's we just did it recently, and at some point we'll come out with prints of that as well. But there's some more important things going on. Actually, as important things, because COVID was life-changing to all of us. But we'll share more about that as time goes on. But let's get this piece almost done. Do this. Another important part of this. I love taking my time painting with you guys, even though sometimes it may seem quick. It is really nice to take my time. All right, let's get some. Let's get some paint, some spray paint. I want to add. Oh, looks like I need a new can. So what I'm doing is I'm just turning the can to the side so I can get like almost like a little bit of splatter, and then getting close to define more lines so that the light looks like it's like a backlight shining on all of them. All right. So someone asked, what do I charge for painting like this? I actually don't share the prices on the lives, but if you go visit GaribaldiArts.com/gallery, we provide groups of pricing, and you can reach out for more specific pricing from there. All right, I want to add some other stuff before we wrap this one up. So I want to add, I just want to appear that there's a light coming from the device. So I'm glad you guys are coming close for this. It's almost like you guys are walking close. You can stay close, you can stay close. So I just want to appear that there's a light source coming from here. So everything that is either facing this way, any side that would come in contact with this light. And put it up here in the face. Get some more blue. So someone asked, how did I get the idea of creating my own style? It's really a combination of so many different things. I used to be into graffiti growing up. I played music. I used to be into dance as well. And so I've been able to combine and collide these passions all into one. So think about this. If you are wondering, what is my style? Or like, where do you begin? What are you inspired by, and what are you doing outside of art? Because that actually may be where you find the answer to what your style is. My style too, it's not a photorealistic style. I have a background in animation, so I really want it to feel more like it's alive. I want it to feel like it's in motion and that it's moving rather than just trying to make it as real as possible. Now there are techniques that I can use to do that, to make it feel real, but I'm more interested in the feel. I'm gonna add some spots on the blue to make it feel like the blue light is a little brighter. I'm gonna get near the end of this. We're gonna write something on this device that they're all staring at. You can come in close for this. And I'm gonna hold this. You can come in over here. Come on over here. We'll explain this later on. But I do want to show you that, as they're all looking at the middle device, they're all in tears and crying. But that doesn't discount someone else's perspective of what they think America is. And I think that that's why this is part 2 of this conversation, is to recognize that we all have different views of what America is. And once you realize that yours is different than someone else's, maybe then you might have compassion. And that may be because of how they're treated because of color of skin, or that because where they grew up, they have less access to food, health, education, and so many other things. Another reason why I love to splatter paint is it creates balance. It helps create balance on any image that may feel like it's heavier on one side. I can use the paint to balance out an entire image. We're getting near the end of this. I appreciate you all so much for joining me. Again, we just came out with a new print called Are We Next? It's available only for a very limited time until midnight tonight. There's a link in my bio to access it. And you also see a video of it on my social, on all my accounts. The reason I add these lines too is I want it to just feel more alive. We'll bring you closer for one last look in just a little bit. I'm just wrapping this up with some last minute details. Let's add one more thing. I feel like I can keep going, but I love to add black just to break up the color sometimes. All right, that is it for now. Let's get this last handprint on, my favorite part. I hope it's yours too. Take one last look at this painting titled, Know This America. It should speak for itself, but I'll let you discuss amongst yourselves what it means, and then I'll meet you back over here and we'll do some shout outs before we sign off today. Take one last look. If you can still hear me, thank you so much for watching today's Art Life Live. I go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We try our best to. And if you want to watch a better streaming experience, you can always watch it on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. Just look for Garibaldi Arts on all platforms. We'll come back over here. Thank you again so much. Let's do this. I see a lot of you are still on here. I would love to give you some shout outs. I'm going to move to this side so you can see the painting in the background. I would love to do some shout outs. Where are you tuning in from? Where did you watch this? Let me know what you think about the painting below in the comments. And again, thank you everyone, like Glam Cracker, who's watching this on Periscope. Thank you. Let's see. Slime Queen said, "Can you do a Disney character next, please?" We'll definitely lighten things up after this season. And also, let's see. I'm just reading some of the comments here on the screen. Rosalie, she said, "Amazing work. Thank you so much." And also, thank you to everyone who took part in the discussion on one of my last posts on Facebook. And I say discussion because there were many points of views, which is fine. That's what inspired me to create this image. Because there's an officer in riot gear holding a phone that says, "This is America," but they're all focused on the little girl's phone, and that's what we're focused on right now. This young African-American girl who's saying, "No, this is my America. This is her American experience right now." And so, and you see the Statue of Liberty in tears, in disbelief. That's, again, it's all up for interpretation. I want to shout out some cities right now. So James in Elk Grove, Jessica watching in North Carolina, Steve, thank you very much for the love. I appreciate it. Kate, thank you for the love. You said it was powerful. So Glam Cracker on Periscope is in Sacktown. Teresa said, "Beautiful emotional reality." Thank you so much. Someone else said, "Go to GaribaldiArts.com." I agree. Yes, go to GaribaldiArts.com. And everything is on there. We have a new print available. I don't think it'll pop up right now. We have a new print that's available, and it's called "Are We Next?" It is inspired by the painting I did 2 days ago, and it's only available until midnight tonight. So you visit GaribaldiArts.com/shop. It'll all be there. All right, so DC is watching. Shout out to you. That's all right. She's reading some of the comments. Buenos Aires. I see UK, Slime Queen. Was it India? Welcome. Paul from Canada on Periscope. Colombia. Oh, I see Slime Queen in South Wales. That was, where in Tennessee? Clarksville, Tennessee. Phoenix, Arizona. Columbia again. Tucson, Arizona. Trinidad, yes. My mom is on here. I love you too, Mom. I see Vancouver, Canada. What is it? Uruguay, welcome. I love that there's always a global audience. Every time we go live, there's usually combined throughout the platforms, about 10,000 people that go live with us throughout this 30-minute session. And I love that all of you have these different perspectives of the world based on your life experience. And that's what makes this whole thing unique for all of us, is your life experience is your world. If you're, live in this country, your life experience is your America. And I think it's important that we keep an ear, an eye, and heart open to others' experiences and know that it's different for all of us. So I appreciate you guys all just joining us. Before I sign off, I'll have this up on my online store. So GaribaldiArts.com/gallery. Again, that print, the limited edition one is up right now until midnight. GaribaldiArts.com/shop, or there's a link in my bio. But until we go live again on Monday, I'm gonna leave you with this message. Always remember to approach life with paint, passion, action, intent, new situations to help you grow, and then to teach and lead the world around you. That is how we're gonna create life and create a new life in a new world. My name is David Garibaldi, and this is Art Life Live. Thank you.